Welcome. Yes, it's the specialist guest in all the land today, Shawn, Watkins. We're going to talk about some really good stuff. We basically already started the call before anybody joined us, and we were just on a roll already, so I'm excited. You want to introduce yourself a little bit, Miss Carl?
Sure. For all the lovely people out there, I'm Shawn Watkins, CEO of a couple of things. So the Daily Word is my most prominent and my new baby that I'm birthing, pending my LLC, Shawn Watkins Consulting, which is going to be a split of my character and my talent. That's going to be on my mentoring, coaching, speaking side. And the Daily Word is still going to be on there because that's my writing creative side. So, I got a split personality and they'll be intertwined. They'll be intertwined soon. But I just love people, love to help people. And this is what I do. I inspire. I've been on this, well, not really on this kick, but I just have been emboldened by it, just to be vulnerable and show that vulnerability. And I've kind of coined the phrase that vulnerability is my superpower. So
I love that.
Yeah, that's a little bit about it.
What a good catchphrase. And I feel that way too. I think vulnerability might be my superpower too. I'm not stealing it from you. I'm just sharing.
No, it's everybody's. It's plenty of superheroes. So it's not, it just depends. The only thing that's different with the superheroes is the fact that they have different powers. And that's how we are. That's
absolutely right. I love that.
Yeah.
Hello, Mark. We see you. Thank you for joining us. Super. If you got any friends you want to join in the chat, Mark, go ahead and tag them in the chat so they know that we're live right now. That'd be awesome. But we're glad to have you, and welcome to anyone who might join or watch the playback eventually. And I got a question though. What's today's word? What's the daily word today?
Today, the word was actually mentor. I started early. I didn't write anything about it because I kind of talked about it today. I did for the first time. I moderated my clubhouse room. So I joined on with a couple other people, and it was not as bad as I thought it was. And I actually had a ball. And I think a couple of times they had to tap their mics to let me know it was their turn. Because I kind of took it over, Yeah, I was not sorry. So.
I love that. Hi, Robert. Hello.
What's up, Rob? Yeah, I got a show coming up with Rob on it.
Oh, really? When's that?
We gotta get. Yes, I got my calendar. We're doing March the 8th. It's all brothers show. We got Robert, Barry, Jamal Marshall, Reggie Waterman, Jairus Tucker, and myself.
Oh man,
we're gonna do it up. I've been trying to get them brothers all together for a minute,
I love that. You guys are gonna have such a good time. Okay, it's 2 Mondays from now, so I'm ready. I'm gonna put it in my calendar.
Yes, put it in your calendar. It's gonna be at 5 p.m. Yeah, 5 p.m.
Wonderful. Eastern Standard Time?
Yes.
I know we share it, but it's always good to specify, especially starting at the clubhouse. There's people all over the world in that thing.
They are. Yeah, they are. I missed a couple of things because somebody didn't tell me that. Eastern Standard, and I was checking the time, and they was like, "Oh, it's over."
Used to it. We're not used to it, but we got to get used to it. We got to remember everybody's in different places.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Metaphorically, everyone's in a different place in life right now, so
we all apart and all together.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. That's gonna be great, and hopefully that'll be we're gonna learn some new stuff about the vulnerabilities of each of you. And
because I'm gonna go in for. I gave them, the topic of what we're gonna talk about. Just really talk about excellence and how we turn excellence away from the traditional excellence of how people are, and now we're in the pandemic and things are. You've got to funnel another way to be excellent. So we're just going to discuss that, and then we're going to dive down into, we're going to talk on some topics. So it's going to be something to see.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'll make sure that I share a post and everything like that. That's going to be great.
Absolutely, yeah.
And probably a topic of conversation too is conquering fear, like you and I are
yeah,
probably going to talk about.
yeah. Definitely on to touch on that. It's something that's holding. It's actually been twofold. It's some people have been tackling it and moving to, and I think there's a lot of that has been. I wouldn't necessarily say pressure, but I think a lot of it has been that we've been involved in each other, like communities like Clubhouse, and like LinkedIn is sort of like shouldering, people and kind of like carrying people along. So I think it's been a good thing. We haven't been worried about leaving people back. Everybody's been like this spirit of helping, this mindset of like, let me bring you along, So I think that's really what the world's supposed to be about. Why did it take the pandemic for us to be on that same page? I never know.
It's interesting, isn't it? But I think
Yeah.
it's a conglomeration of things. I think the pandemic, the social injustice, all of the way that, money disproportion has been revealed in society. Hello, we've got people joining us.
Osama, what's up, buddy?
Osama. He
I
also
gotta get
started
on his show.
watching.
He's the man. Like he's
I'm
like
telling
I saw y'all show the other day. He's like sitting in the cut with the little lights behind him. I'm like, yo, man, you straight chilling.
I know, right? Yeah, Be
Yeah.
Strong 99. I was honored to be episode number 1. And I'm going to be episode 100 too. So we'll see how long that takes, but I'm excited about that. And I'm sure he'll want to squeeze you in there at some point. So
Somewhere, just give me somewhere, 179, 80, somewhere in there.
look at that. Yeah, you're like, I'll wait till you get a little bit more experience. You got to build up to me. I know that's not what you're actually saying, but I'm gonna poke a little bit of fun at it.
Oh, nah, you got a good style. You got a good style. All you guys got a good style. That's why I just jump in. I kind of watch everybody, and I just kind of jump in and see where things are and how people do, and just get a collection of. That's how you be good. MJ studied everybody, and he got real good. So trying to be like the Michael Jordan of the game.
I love that. Yeah, that's what you've got to do. And that's another thing about like this new world that's emerging too, I think. At least for me, I don't know if you know anything about what's going on in like the art space right now, but there's a whole revolution happening in terms of NFT. You know what that is yet?
No, what's that?
Okay, cool. I'm so happy I could explain this. That's all I've been talking about for weeks. So NFT is called non-fungible token. It's a new kind of cryptocurrency. Well, it's not really all that new, but it's really newly popularized. New type of asset. So what's special about it is that it is one of a kind completely. Before, something with Bitcoin could be reproduced and like replaced, and you wouldn't know the difference. But now the computer code makes it possible to be completely one of a kind. So this is revolutionary for the art world because it makes digital assets collectible, just like a painting is collectible. And what's been crazy over the past few weeks is that one person named Mike, his artist name is Beeple. Artists are weird. Especially this one. He's a really weird guy, but I love it. He has done something that's called Everydays for the past 13 years. He has made a different piece every single day. And now it was bought by Christie's, which is the oldest auction house in the world. And that in a way sort of legitimizes like what his effort has been, but we don't really need auction houses to legitimize anything anymore. So this whole new wave gives complete autonomy and power to the artists, and it's a completely new thing. So with not going too deep into like the specifics of it, it's been a very exciting time for artists. And that's when I was telling you all this hope.
That's a good thing.
Yes, and the thing about it too is that, and it's going to take time to get to be to a point where it's so mainstream or common practice, just like this is. It was like, live streaming, that wasn't something we like all had the capability of doing like a couple of years ago. This is kind of like the same idea. But it gives us all this freedom, doesn't it? Like the ability to have our own show. I can produce my own show. I don't have to have like run through all of these different things to have all of this organic reach. Look at all these people that I didn't know any. I didn't know Mark. I didn't know Sama. I didn't know you. I didn't know Jack, Robert, and whoever else might join us. So it's clearly something I get really excited about. But this is like that, only exponential, like multiply it by 1,000, and that's how much freedom we're gonna have. And I'm not exaggerating. So, and it's not just the arts, it's, you can attach it to anything, the asset itself. So I know it's like, what is she talking about? But
yeah, it's really interesting.
Exactly. And it makes it so because it's like artists at the forefront of this revolution, the nature of community is going to be so important. And if you understand anything of what I'm saying, that's the biggest thing to understand. Because, and we already knew that, right? Because we're already out here doing it.
Because we're doing it now. So it's really, everybody is pretty much at the forefront of that right now with what we're doing and what we're trying to do. Because even if you aren't actually doing it, you're in someone's community, or you're trying to build a community, or, and it's, I think we're even getting away from the term so much. Maybe in a job place, a lot of people are still using the term, but we even getting away from the term networking. It's kind of like going out the window now. It's like connections, collaborations, those kind of things. You get putting the cool names on things.
Exactly, because that's really what it is, isn't it? I mean,
yeah.
The idea of networking, it seems sort of like, what's the word I'm looking for? Pointed, or like you've got an agenda behind it. Like, oh, I'm networking with that person. I need something from it. But now it's sort of more of, what can I do to support you? How can we build?
It's more give, networking. Networking was always looking to take. That's how I always differentiated it. Networking, if I'm networking with you, I'm looking for something to take that you have, or take some of what you have, or to get involved with what you have. But now with like collaborations, we give away what we have. It's like, I'm working with you, you're working with me, we're both being celebrated, it's I think my man Kanye kind of had that kind of feeling a long time ago when people wasn't vibing with that, but it's what's going on now. The collaboration is the big thing.
Absolutely. And that's what I've
we
learned.
could collab right now.
We are collaborating. And then now you tell me about your show, and Usama talks about his, and we say this and that, and that's all collaboration. It's like marketing, and it's support, and it's community. And one other thing too that I've learned is that the more you focus on that, the giving aspect, the more you receive. Not that that's why you're giving in the first place, but it's interesting because when you're always focused, or at least I guess I should talk about my own experience instead of the collective or objective you, me. Whenever I have been in a place of ego and I'm just like, what can I get for myself? And it all came out of desperation. I know that. I felt desperate. I felt like I needed more than what I had. And so I didn't respect what I had to the fullest. And that's kind of ego. Whether it makes me think I'm better or worse, either way, it's up being outside of myself. And the more that I focused on the people around me and what they needed and what I had, the more I was able to share, hit it right on the head. I'm more able to have abundance together. We became. And that's what I've learned. I actually just had an interesting experience before coming on the live, that was a good reminder of that. But before I share that, I kind of want to ask you, what's something recent that has happened that has made you remember, or like was a beautiful moment of abundance and sharing abundance?
Just I could probably say the big thing was this morning, like when we had we was on the clubhouse and we were talking about the mentoring and we were just going through with the different ones that was in the room. And this young lady popped in the room. She's on LinkedIn, and I didn't know if she had been following me. And I mean, I know certain ones because they kind of like, for lack of a better word, habituals. Like they be waiting for your stuff to drop. You know, like the new iPhone. You have people in the line. I got some people in my network that's like that. So I didn't notice her. I didn't notice that name as being one of them. But she said she had been following my writings. And I was like, oh, okay, all right. She got to talking and whatever. And then she was like, I kind of like looked at your stuff as mentoring me. And I was like, wow, like it's amazing when you're mentoring someone and you have no idea.
Yeah.
That's what really feels good. You know, you get into it. I'm mentoring people that I know because that's the purpose of me doing that. That's the purpose of me being involved with them. But then when someone comes up to you or, you know, someone notifies you or they let you know that, you know, I've just been watching you and you've been mentoring me from afar, it's kind of like powerful. So that was like really a humbling thing to me. And it also just brought back to my mind that that what you give is going to come back. It's going to come back. I think that old saying was like, if you love somebody, I think that song says to set them free. It's the same thing. If they love you, they'll be back, you know. So that's how I feel with giving. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think we have to share what we have. I definitely agree with Cheryl with the abundance together because when I'm sharing it, and that's why I don't even knew that, but I knew a few people that were homeless, and I used to have talk with them and give them change because I'm not too far from Philadelphia, so I used to go downtown and I used to see them, so I dropped change or whatever, and there was always like a collective of people. And I never really understood, like, well, why don't you guys like I would take one or two and talk and be like, well, let's go try to get in the shelter or, some things like that. And he's like, no, this is my family. Like when one comes, back with a meal or wherever they went to get, their things, they would share it among each other. And it took me the longest to kind of get that concept that that's what they had built, their community. So he didn't want to be taken away from. And they had abundance together because when they all came back, like nobody went on their own, got their own thing, ate it, and then came back. Like everybody would get everything, they would bring it back, and they would kind of like have a powwow. And there was something that I had to witness firsthand before I really could understand in the heart what they were actually doing. So it was amazing. So that's when you can have someone tell you that, oh man, you've been mentoring me, and I had no idea who this person is. Then you're giving. You know that you're giving and somebody is getting.
I love that. Yes. And
Some
hello,
DJ.
got some light leaders in this chat. That's for sure. Hello.
That's a silver fox right there.
I know it. We've got so many people doing amazing things. It's crazy. Even in modern times, it still takes a village. More than before almost.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not. I don't know. But definitely in a different way than ever. And we're figuring out what that means. It's become a lot easier to be a part of a village, that's for sure. I don't have to leave my apartment. I don't have to take off my sweatpants or anything. I can support right from the comfort of my own space. That's definitely different and special. And we're here to continue to share and shine. I like that. Yeah, I love that story that you shared, though, and it makes me. It's so relevant to what I just experienced. So I was sitting there like, wow, yeah. I also understand exactly what you mean. A little bit different because it wasn't based on a community of people, but I was walking, and somebody had stopped and asked me like if I had any money, And I don't usually carry cash on me or anything. So my default answer was like, oh, I don't have any cash, but I hope you find it. And, best of luck to you, sir. And I just kind of went on my way. I was going to go eat some food. And then I saw the man again walking past, and what he had specifically asked for was money for his meds because he was just released from a psych hospital. He shared with me that was like how he asked it. And I mean, I believed him, obviously. But sometimes I have been lied to, so there are times whenever it's almost hard sometimes to take things at face value. But I still try to just accept people's stories and not insert my experiences into what's happening in a present moment, But like I said, I didn't think I had anything or anything like that I could give, but I wished him luck. And then I was sitting and I sat outside and I saw him walk past again, and I gave him a warm smile because I recognized him. And then he was off talking to somebody else. And then he sort of walked back the other direction, and I saw he like recognized me that time and was like, "Didn't I see you before?" And I said, "Yeah, you did, And then he was holding like a couple of cups. I guess someone bought him something to drink, and that was nice. And what's beautiful is that I had gotten a side of mac and cheese. And I asked for it before my sandwich because I was really hungry. And then when my sandwich came, they had given me another bowl of mac and cheese. And so I asked him if he wanted it, and he did want it. And he asked if he could sit down. And I was like, if you keep a little distance, you could sit, we could chat just from socially distanced, Oh, by the way, thank you, DJ. The painting in the background, it's ready to mail out. I'm going to sign it and do some details still, but it's almost ready. But, yes, so he sat and we talked a little bit, and I noticed he had a wristband from like a hospital. Right. And I didn't ask him anything, but he was sharing with me a little bit, and he was a kind guy, and it was an interesting conversation. And I think more than anything, I was able to encourage him because listening to him talk, I was like, oh, you're going to be just fine. And he asked me, he was like so sweet. He was like, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Like that constant question. It's just making conversation and stuff. But I was like, because I had shared my art a little bit with him. And so we were getting to know each other. And I told him, I don't plan. Like I have goals I set for myself, and I accomplish my goals, and I'm open and ready to receive, and I give, and I'll let God guide me wherever I need to be, wherever my soul's purpose needs me to be. But I'm not going to plan anything because, well, who knows? I could exceed my plans. So I'm not going to do that. And also, like, we planned. Didn't everybody have a plan for 2021? And who knows what? So to me, it's like, goodbye planning. I'm going to embrace the moment as it comes while still having foresight for the future, And he was saying, I asked him the same question, like, do you have a plan? And he said he hopes he has, a job or in his apartment back and all these things. And I was like, oh, it's not going to take you 5 years for all of that. Like, he's going to have that so much sooner.
Yeah. Sooner than 5 years, yeah.
Way sooner. But that was the thing, like, I in his mind at that point, because you know how it is whenever you're living a little bit in fear and trying to, like, freaking out. Like, he's freaking out, Also, he wasn't on his meds, and he needed that to, like, help regulate it. So, the best part was that I went to pay, and I realized I had an emergency 10 in my phone case. So I was able to give him $10, and his meds were 20. So I wished him luck and told him that I think he's going to get that extra $10. And I walked past a few people, and I was like, yo, we got $10. Give it to that guy. Basically. I have no idea if they did or not, but who knows? Maybe they turned to the next person and said, hey, if you got $10, give it to that guy. And that's the way it can be. And so I just thought that was a beautiful experience because I I didn't plan that necessarily, you know, and I didn't expect it, but it was very fulfilling. And I've noticed that once you walk the light path and you live in the moment, like Cheryl said,
Yeah.
people find you, and they find us for a reason, and it's because they need a mentor, you know. And when the student is ready, the teacher appears. And so I don't know what I taught him in that moment, but I know he taught me to always remember that when one of my favorite phrases, if I've got $1 meal, you're going to have 50 cents on your plate. I had 2 bowls of mac and cheese and he got 1. So I remembered to live by that, you know, and that's what yeah. I love this.
Because, that was great. And you being able to provide him with that. I mean, you taught him about that it's still humanity, even though he's in the situation that he was in and things were going how they were for him. Who's to say that didn't just change his whole mindset of thinking? You know, just that encounter and what you did for him in that encounter, because that happens so frequently. You just shoo him away. Nah, I don't get anything. I mean, sometimes it can get like that. That's sort of like how I do this. Bitcoin people who keep sending me things. I'm like, no. Yeah. After I shoo away about 15 or 20, then I
once I learned about this NFT stuff, I was like, oh, I know exactly who to message. Finally. They're the ones who already got the money to buy my art. So here we go. Hello, Kenny. Kenny is in the building. Oh,
Kenny is there. He's scrumptiously delicious, edible something. I know.
Everyone's eating it up. Cheryl, we got to connect if we haven't, because you're talking my language, girlfriend. Yes, I taught him to be here now, or at least reminded him. And you know what? Where's it at? I love when this stuff happens, because I walked around with this is my my out and about book. I have different books for different things.
Mm-hmm.
And I had written like a little prayer after we would talked, you know, and I wrote, bless John, may the meds not dull you. Bless him and protect him from evil energy. Open his and every other mind's eye to see what I see now, the beauty of life, the blessing of living. Be well, John. Be here now. Be open to give and receive when we can, how we can, always.
Oh, wow. Gotcha.
Yeah, and to me, like, I love moments like that, because when I look back at my sketchbooks and stuff, and I've had a lot of these kinds of interactions, I know it's part of my purpose in life. Like, I know that more than I'm here to fall in love or get whisked away or anything like that. I'm here to love truly every person. Like,
I like that. I like the hand movement with that.
running. No, you don't know. Not doubting any, not hating on anyone who loves, like being in a relationship or something like that. I'm just saying that what I've learned about love for myself is that I call my community of people lovers, because like I have so many lovers, and it's not even like that, it's just like it's every person I encounter who is open to receiving love, and that's a big part of it. But even whenever people aren't quite ready yet, I'll still give them that love, and sometimes it might take time, but they'll come around. They always do. Like you'd said, they always do.
They always do. Love conquers all. So in the midst of that, you just continue to show that. Eventually, it's going to break down what's ever there. It's only so long that someone can continue to show you love, and it's not reciprocated in some kind of form or fashion. Even if you try to be, because it goes straight to the heart. So once the love is there, it's like, and then especially if it's genuine, because a lot of people just use the term, I love you, but
yeah.
Once it's told to you, it's genuine, it's a good thing.
Yes, and DJ, I think this is a question too. Like, can you say it too? I think it's kind of rhetorical, but I like this question. Like, can you say it too much, misuse it? And yeah, I think we do, but at the same time, we also don't say it enough. So it's an interesting give and take, isn't it? Usama, you gotta go. It's really late where you are. Go to sleep. He always wants to say it for the live. Go to bed. Go to bed.
Yeah, it's a paradox because and it's individualized, so it's not a whole capacity of everybody's doing it. It's like it's individualized. If you know someone that's continuously using that and they're misusing it, then it shows in what they're doing, and what they're doing is not matching what they're saying. And then you have those who kind of like be doing it but won't say it enough, or they be doing some of the action work but they won't be saying it, and then you have a mixture of those who get it right, like they show it and they say it, so
I know, I get that. Yeah, I mean, oh my God, I love those shoes. Do you?
yeah.
Oh,
because that could be love too. It could be love. It could be like they love to have them, they love to take them off your feet. Yeah.
No, exactly. And I know I've definitely said I love you without knowing I wasn't like it wasn't love. Like, I thought it was love, but it wasn't love. I just wanted something that I thought had to come from somebody else, and I didn't know yet that it was everything. Oops. All those spam calls. You getting them spam calls? I'm getting like 15 a day. Let's see,
they don't have anything. They don't have enough else to do because they just call them. So it's one of those things. Like, it's called Carina.
Yeah. Wonder what Karina's up to. Oh, I miss her. She called me lover once, so I better give her a call.
Oh, wow.
Oh, Lord. They're not even humans. They just hang up every time I answer the phone. It's silly.
Yeah,
we love you too, Usama. What are you doing here still? Get out of here. It's not that I don't want you there, but go to bed. Seriously. Craziness. But yes. What do you think? Should we sing a little bit?
Yes, please. I'm waiting for you. I don't have the chops. You got the chops.
All right, but I gotta make sure Usama's actually gone, because if I start singing, he's not gonna.
I'll drink with you. Yeah.
All right. We'll just sit here for a minute and ask a question. Anybody?
Get my lips ready.
I didn't warm up or nothing, so I gotta me.
Yeah, there you go. Sounds good.
Yes, I think this song is about conquering fear, actually. So I feel like it's perfect for you, and I want to sing it for that reason. And we'll see how it comes out. It comes out different every time. But let's dedicate.
Special for me.
Wonderful. Let's dedicate this song to all of the lovers out there, and to John, and to the community of people that you told me that story about. How's that?
That is great.
Rise on, go on up, grow on up. Rise on up to be the love. Clear the way, angel said, oh, see the madman on parade. Clear the way, angel said, oh, see the Badlands red and gray. Clear the way, angel, harked from above. See the ways that man has slain. So clear the way. She who fight for fire, she don't fear that fire would make you oh so tired. Clear the way, angel, harked from above. Clear the way, man has slain. When you clear away, the black sheep comes on. He's so different. Or he might just be the sun. For every $10 spent, when we're broken, again after wreckage, another sunny day. There will lie mia piccola isola. You're well on your way, and with corn and milk, what a tutto. I love you, I really can stay, but I'll be back. Ci vediamo, prometto, someday. Rise on up, rise on up, go on up, glow on up, rise on to be the love. Amen. I'm gonna clap to myself.
Oh, that was wonderful, wonderful. I'm all choked up.
You're choked up. You wasn't even singing, Carl.
Oh, that made me lose my voice.
Aw, that's beautiful.
That was beautiful.
Okay, breathe for a second. It's good to breathe. Everyone take a second.
Yeah, just breathe it in. Just breathe it in. Deep inhale.
Love that song. It's one of my favorites. I mean, I'm biased, but I don't even like to say I wrote it, because in moments like that, I did not write that. I channeled that, and there's a difference.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'll get. I don't mind getting paid for it. I'll say I wrote it. But it's bigger than just me or any one person.
Yeah.
And I know it's a blessing, and I know it's a gift, and I treat it like a gift, and I don't take it for granted anymore, because I once did, you know. But now
cherish it. You have to cherish it, because one thing we don't realize, when we don't use the gifts, they get taken away. I think about this story in the Bible when God gave the guys the talents, and the one guy went and buried his. And, you know, it's like, well, what did you do with the talent that I gave you? You went and buried it, you know, so.
Exactly. It's not about our talents. It's what we do with them. That's absolutely.
Yeah, it's what we do with it, because we all have some, and some of us have more than others, like you got more than others. And there's quite a few people that have more than others, but when we don't use them and we don't share them, I hate to use the term use, is share because they're meant to share, they're meant to edify and uplift and it all goes back to that humanity thing for me. That's really what it goes back to, and that's what we're doing this for, and that's why it's so important that we do it because people need it.
Yeah.
If there ever been a time before that people need to feel the humanity in the world, it's right now. At least in my time, it's never been as bad as it is now.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I love that. I love the way you said that, the way that you realized that about, and for reminding me that. So thank you. That
Yeah.
the thing about our gifts is that they don't belong to us.
No,
So
they don't.
they're not ours, and it's not about us, and we have to share. We need to share. And it takes what DJ's talking about. It takes embracing the light and embracing the shadows. And I've learned that in art. I've learned that it's about loving the darkness like I love the light, and knowing that if I do that, I can create that space to channel and be free in that. And that song was about, I'll have a drawing that goes with it. I'll pull it up. But yeah, I mean, at this point, please, while I do pull it up, do you have anything on your heart?
I'm like mesmerized now. I'm embracing the light. I have the light sitting before me, and not my spotlight. Come up that light right there. Can you keep my finger? Yeah, it's over there. There it is. Yeah, so it's amazing the gift that you have and the gift that you bring. It's definitely a light. It's definitely a glow, and it's definitely it all comes from love. That's I think when we show how much we love, when we become lights. Like we don't become lights unless we're showing love. Like so that's what the guide is. Then you become the guide once you show love. Then you attract people. Then people are drawn to you. And then just like the guy, he saw something. He saw something in you that it's no telling how many trips he made to where you were at, and how many times he walked past so many people. But the comfort, us being the light, makes people comfortable. It gives them, like DJ said, it gives them room to embrace it.
To have someone look at you and not see you as something to be feared or revered, because that's what it's about, isn't it? It's about fear and desire, and I know that. I know it's about. I know the difference between someone seeing me and seeing my soul, the way you're seeing my soul, and someone seeing me and seeing my body, and there's a difference. But what I've learned is that I'm also powerful enough to set the firm boundary of how I allow myself to be. I mean, not how I allow myself to be seen, because I can't control what other people do, obviously. But, I understand that my space is sacred and that not everyone can handle that, and not everyone deserves it all of the time. But when people are sent to me, I know that it's for a reason, and I embrace that and explore the reason. And he said that before leaving, like, I want to see you again, like, not in the
I know.
I always like to contextualize though, because people not always understand. But
well, long as you told him, unless he's been looking for a date.
That's what I'm saying is I told him I'm not gonna make plans with you, but you got my Instagram, and if you ever need another word of encouragement, you know where to find me. And he said too that I want to pay you back one day. And I said, if you get yourself on your feet, that is paying me back more than enough. I promise. $10, I don't need that. You know what I mean? I don't need it. For me to know that. Well, first of all, I don't ever give anything that I expect
it back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, it looks like
you gave it to him because you want to be a help.
Yes, exactly. I want to be of service. Exactly right. That's why they're called gifts. We give them others. I love that. It's so simple, but it's so true. Robert, you got that. That's one of your gifts. You got that simplicity about
Yes, he does. He does.
in a really refined way. I love that. Yes, find your passion, discover the purpose, and share it with the world. Oof, I love that. I love.
Shirley's onto something there.
Yes, you're talking some truth up in here. Gifts and abilities we share. So appreciated and grateful for the army we've become. Yeah, and we are.
I like that. Yeah, I like that.
We
like
know.
That, the army.
Exactly.
Yes, Mark, we know.
Yes, we know. A beautifully well articulated, eloquently stated, heartfelt statement. Oh, I love
Mr.
that.
Dunner.
Always, he's got the truth up in there.
Yeah.
I got these this image I'll share with you. I don't know why it only showing me the one. Almost tears. Oh dang it! All right, I'll sing another until you start crying. How about that? Almost. There's no almost.
No, it's not almost. Show me, Mark.
I want to show you both pictures, but I'll pull this picture up and try to save the other one again. Let's see. So, yes, here's one of the images. I wonder if there's a way I could show it a little bit more. Maybe not. Oh, that's okay. All right, that's good enough.
Yeah, I can see it.
That's the first page, and it's got the word sort of hidden in there. Oh, I forgot about this part. This is my favorite riddle ever. Do you like riddles, Carl?
I love riddles, yeah.
All right. What's the
riddle
beginning?
Me this?
Yes, riddle me this, Carl. What's the beginning of eternity, the end of time and space, the middle of the end, and the end of every place? I can repeat it if you need. Anyone in the chat know?
Interesting.
What's the beginning of eternity, the
beginning
end
of eternity,
space? Yeah, beginning of eternity, end of time and space, middle of the end of every place.
Wow.
Riddles rock.
Yeah. Yeah, they do. And this one does.
Yeah, if you want the answer, I'll give it to you. You just gotta ask for it.
That's it.
All right, I get it, because it's like a brain teaser. I totally understand.
Yeah.
Oh, I think someone's asking to repeat. Okay. What's the beginning of eternity? I feel like I gotta get close to the mic. What's the beginning of eternity? The end of time and space. The middle of the end. And the end of every place. Ace. Somebody in the chat has it. I'm not gonna lie. Somebody Googled it, I bet. Did you Google it?
I missed it. What happened?
That's okay. Do you want the answer, Carl? I'm not looking at the chat. Okay. It's the letter E. The beginning of eternity.
Yeah.
End of time and the middle of the end and the end of every place. And you know why I really love it? Is that E represents energy. E is the variable for energy. So everything is energy. It's deep, but I didn't understand the depth of it when I was a kid, and that's whenever I really found it. It's cool though, ain't it?
Yeah, it is. I like that.
Well, what the heck? Why isn't the other picture showing up? I'll just show it to you up in here. How about that? I've got my book. Thank you, damn it. It's not done. but these are some of the pages of it. So let me get rid of this. Rid of that comment. Okay. Let's see. Karina's riddles. I don't have all that many riddles, so maybe we can make that a segment. I'll start coming up with riddles. I'll start singing and riddling. Let's see. This one, too. Restream is like, why are you pressing so many buttons at the same time? What are you doing, lady? Oh, yeah. So these are the lyrics of the song. Some of them, not all of them. You see how the spinning wheel of foreverness works?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It's kind of stalling.
I press it 1 second and it goes and it disappears to the next thing. Oh, Lord. I want the other image, friend. But now you can see up close, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Yeah, zoom out like I told you to. Yeah, so these are the lyrics, some of them. The angel said. And you know what's amazing about this song is that the original song my uncle wrote when I was a little girl. And I asked him what the lyrics were, but he couldn't remember. We could only remember the melody of the song. So I sat with the piano and I played the piano for a long time. And then I started writing and these words just came out and they flowed through me. And so, yeah, I'll take you through the lyrics. And I found it especially poignant about this story today. And it made me really think of John, the man that I ran into, because he had just been released from the psych ward, like he had said. So, clear the way, the angel said, see the madman on parade going around having to ask people for money, you know? And
oh, wow.
that's what I saw. And the thing about it is the song that all I remembered about the song when my uncle and I were talking was that it was about Jesus. And so that adds an extra layer to it. And so I wrote, clear the way, the angel said, see the badlands red and gray. Clear the way, the angel heart from above, see the ways that man has slain. So Jesus is witnessing the horror of the world, basically. He would fight for fire, don't fear that fire, it would make you oh so tired. See the madman on parade. Clear. Oh, I didn't even sing this part. So just clear his way, and if you clear his name, he will travel everywhere to shepherd the world. Or maybe I did sing that. I don't remember. The black sheep comes. He's so different. He might just be the sun. So you were talking about light, and God is light. Mm-hmm. Everything is, when we have moments of light leading, that's God shining through us. But also he might be the son of God. So that's double meaning there.
Yeah.
Wings to rise above, rise from ashes. This image goes along with it as well. And these were my uncle's original lyrics. Tangled. Because his song, mine's very slow and was all, you mean you heard it, so I don't have to describe it. Yeah. His song was more on the guitar with the drums and stuff. I'll send you a copy of it because I still have I found it eventually.
Okay.
His is get a load of old Jesus. Man, that boy's insane. Claims he can release us from this mortal plane. Tangled thorns in his hair, brittle bones with a cross to bear. And then it goes something different too. And I can't remember, but it's the beauty of music and how this story has taken 30 years to come to fruition. And now we share it in this moment, you know?
Wow,
And
that's special.
it's special. It's so special. And I love sharing it with all of you. It makes my heart sing, truly. And it's just the beginning of sharing.
Yeah, it is.
Music. Yeah.
Feel special after that.
Aw. I love that. But you know, it's a gift. It's a gift to be able to see these things, and then it's another gift to be able to show it too.
Yeah, and put it out there for others to see.
Exactly.
It's amazing.
Yes. Yes. And really to show what Jesus actually looked like too is a whole other level to me. Because you know that man has been whitewashed just like everybody else throughout history. And that's just wrong. But, you know, copper feet and hair.
Yeah, I read that. I read that all the time, and I don't know how they get Jesus to be white. I don't. I mean, the book tells us. I don't know too many white people with copper skin, unless they went to a tanning salon. Yeah, unless they went to a tanning salon.
And that's not copper. Let's be real. We all remember. We all remember what the past president looked like, and now it's not copper. Okay.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, absolutely. He's looking more orange than anything. He actually looked like some stuff he used to paint with.
Exactly. But yes, so to me that's another level to it, to be able to deliver images of, and that I've had some of the most intimate, meaningful moments of showing people specifically that image of Jesus, because, and the other figures in it too, because it wasn't just Jesus. I'm not, I wouldn't describe myself as Christian, although I do think that the Christian teachings are amazing, and I believe in the power of scripture. But I am very, I have my own spiritual practice that is something totally separate from any kind of institution at all. And for me, that's, and I respect all religions of the world, and I study the religions of the world, and I view them as really pretty much all the same, which is amazing, because we fight one another so much about who's right and who's wrong. But all of our stories are about love, and all of our stories are about rebirth and building together, and the values of enlightenment, and how beautiful that is, you know? So to be able to create work that shows imagery of all world religions and science and spirituality in a blend, and then to be able to paint them together and say, we are all much more alike than we are unalike. Look,
absolutely.
Things. That's something that I know is also a gift of mine as well. And purpose here, my purpose is to heal, to help heal the collective as a part of, as a light worker, like you and like DJ and like so many others that we've met, to end all cycles of abuse on this planet.
Yes.
All cycles.
Oh.
And that starts within the home, with the home that homes the soul, and that's the body. So we have to start with it.
That's it. You got it.
Oh, I got it.
Yeah.
It's beautiful to be able to sit in company with people who also get it. And even if people who might be listening don't quite get it, that's okay, because we all have our different way of seeing it, of understanding it, and it all takes us different levels and time to be able to accept the truth, like the real objective, absolute truth of love and these things we're talking about, you know.
So true.
Wow. I feel like you really allowed me to just kind of.
No, I like the listeners. I like some things. The best thing about being a listener is that you hear. A lot of people say, a lot of people say, I hear you, but they're not listening. Or they say, I'm listening to you, but they're not hearing. I see, they don't
Mhm.
know. A lot of people don't know. They get caught up in the words. And by me knowing what words mean, when you're listening, you're just hearing the noise. But
Yeah.
when you hear, it's inner. I mean, you're interpreting what's being said. So I'm hearing you. I'm hearing you. So I know you have some people that doubt that. Oh man, they need the same thing. Hearing comes with the heart. So you can't listen with the heart. You have to
No.
hear. You have to hear with the heart. So therefore, when you're talking about it, I hear you. So I get it, and it's amazing to hear because everybody don't get it. But it's amazing when you're around someone that does get it. It's like a cherishable moment. You know what I mean?
I do
Yeah.
know what you mean. I had a beautiful conversation yesterday too with someone who has all of these like amazing abilities as well, like you're describing of your ability to really absorb and
Hmm.
bear witness and
Yeah.
observe. Those are gifts,
Yes.
the gift of presence, the gift of no worry and
Hmm.
clarity. Those are special gifts. And at one point in the conversation, she was just like, this is a breath of fresh air. And to be able to create space with someone where they can like finally breathe. Um, and I felt it too because it's hard going throughout the world with talking to people who are walking around with blinders, who are not like,
Just
you
not
know,
getting it.
yeah. And you can't force it. And out of compassion, we have to accept people exactly where they're at. And that's okay. I don't want to make somebody um, see it the way I see it if they're
Yeah.
not ready. But if someone's ready and willing to and asking to show me what do you see, then it's a breath of fresh air because we're able to, like DJ's saying, resonate deeply with what others have to share and bear in their soul. And Cheryl's right. Yes, sometimes people listen to respond. That's
Not
so
to
accurate.
hear. So most of the world is. They listen to respond, but not to hear.
It's how we're
Everybody's waiting
conditioned.
for they're waiting for their turn to speak.
And it's funny though, because the reason why that is because everyone wants to just be heard.
Yeah, but nobody's hearing. It's like an endless cycle. Nobody's
It
hearing.
is.
Nobody's hearing, but everybody
And
wants to be heard.
that's the beauty of the breaking the abuse cycle. Because
Yeah,
it is abuse. It's not maybe as literal as others that need to be broken, but it is a form of abuse to not pay attention to some. It's permissiveness to just
yeah,
you do whatever the apathy, that I mean even in like human and developmental psychology, um I remember studying that neglect is way more harmful a form of abuse than physical abuse sometimes, which
yeah.
is
It's messing with the mind. You can kind of get
yeah.
over it on the body, because once scars healed, but the
And it
psyche,
depends on the case, of course,
yeah,
but exactly right. I mean, some of the most horrific cases were just ultimate neglect. And it is you know, definitely a very sad thing to see.
yeah.
But whenever people are ready and willing, they
That's
can
it.
see
Whenever they're ready, they can come to my show or your show. They can get the real,
the real.
the real,
Yeah.
real. This has been great. I mean, I've had a wonderful, wonderful. It was worth the wait.
Oh, I agree. I'm
Yeah,
so glad that you feel that way. Yeah, I mean, if you're hanging with us, still you're a real one at this point. And make sure you guys check out. Let's see if I remember everybody. I don't remember if I even knew everybody. Is it on your platform? What's happening on the 8th?
It's gonna
Reggie
be
Watkins, Jamal Marshall, Robert Berry,
Barry. Yes,
and then
Barry.
you.
And Jairus Tucker.
Oh, and Jairus. See, I knew I was going to forget
from the
somebody.
Misfit. Yeah, from the Misfit. So he's going to be on there. So it's going to be all of us. A couple the 8th on March 8th.
We got the brothers coming together, uniting on the 8th at 5 p.m. Eastern time.
Right. I'm gonna be like this is kind of like a special event. We kind of put this out like like NBC or CBS. I'm gonna kind of like build this up all this week coming up, like March, and coming. It is gonna be grand. I'm gonna be sending out. I'm trying to see I can do it. Try to do the Eventbrite tickets. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to do the whole thing up.
I love that. Yeah. Don't make your life too hard or nothing.
No.
If you liked any of the images and want to use one of the images I showed you for your event, I got you.
All right. That's what I'm talking about. Now I feel good.
Now we're talking.
Yeah,
heavy hitters.
Yes, they are some heavy hitters. They are some heavy hitters, and I'm excited about them. I'm excited about them.
I love that. All right. Well, you be blessed, okay? And anything else? Anything else you want to
everybody, just follow me. Follow Shawn Watkins. Check out the Daily Word, the Shawn's Daily Word. Check out the show, the Daily Word Live, with yours truly. And we'll be coming, doing a lot more things. Got some stuff coming up, especially in March. Got some things that we're trying to put out, some stuff that we're tinkering with to get our audience involved. So I got a few ideas I'm going to be throwing out in March. Everybody, I want you to respond and please put in when I put my call to action in my post, because I'm asking for your advice and what would you like to see. So it's very important that you respond. I love the likes. Don't get me wrong. I love the loves. I love that. I love that. But I want to see that you write something in there. Yeah, I'll put something in there.
Yeah, exactly.
So that way I can kind of compile it together. So it could be something fruitful.
I'll post the call to action in my post, and then I comment it too. Sometimes if I comment,
maybe I'll start doing that. Yeah, to see if they need to do something.
Post the same thing. Who cares, right? And be the first. I'll comment like 4 comments on my post before anybody else does. It's all me talking to me. I don't care.
Maybe I can try that.
People see 4 comments and it's like, oh, I'll comment on this. They see no comments and they keep going. It's like a weird psychological thing, but I promise you, it might help.
Oh, okay. And, I'm gonna comment about 4 or 5 times on there.
I'm gonna send you. I'm gonna send you those pictures and you can use them. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So. Everyone also go to DYOS. It's happening right now, isn't it? Reggie Waterman's
show. Yes, Reggie. That's my man. Reggie, yeah. So go over there. I'll see you on the flip side.
I'll see you on the flip side.